this marketing team needs to be hired for everything. Longlegs is a brand new 2024 horror thriller film directed by Osgood Perkins, starring Micah Monroe and Nicolas Cage. And this came out back in July, and I'm very behind on reviews. I know there's a lot coming, I promise. But yeah, I was really excited for this movie. The marketing was phenomenal. I think everybody agrees. So, I saw it twice back in July, so let's go ahead and talk about this review. Starting off with the good. As for the good, there's just so much that worked in this movie for me. First of all, you got Micah Monroe. She's the main character in this movie. I thought she was really, really good here. I really liked her performance. It's very tense, and her performance is purposely tense, and I really enjoyed how she portrayed this character with obvious trauma, but doesn't really want to open up about it. I thought that she played that character very, very well. Then you got Blair Underwood in this movie, and he's kind of her partner throughout the movie, and I really liked him. I really liked his chemistry with her. He's not very much marketed in this movie, but he's very much a main character here, and I really enjoyed his character. Like I said, great chemistry with Micah Monroe, and he's really fun to watch on screen. He's got a little bit of dry humor here and there. Really enjoyed his character. Then you got Alicia Witt, and she plays Micah Monroe's mother, and she only has a few scenes. She's not introduced until about halfway through the movie, but she still has a really good performance. Really love how she's a bit of a nut job, but you explore why she is the way she is near the end of the movie. I thought it was a really great character performance from her. And of course, you can't talk about this movie without talking about the main focal point of this movie, Longlegs himself, played by Nicolas Cage. I mean, I don't know what to say that hasn't already been said by a lot of other people. Nicolas Cage is absolutely fantastic here. This is probably a career best performance from him. Honestly, I just really loved his character here. He's so sinister and evil and dark. And Nicolas Cage just plays it perfectly, but I see why Nicolas Cage doesn't want to play a serial killer ever again after this movie. He's genuinely unsettling in this movie. Now, throughout most of the movie, you don't really see him that much, and when you do see him, it's usually only the bottom half of his face, or he's covering his eyes. It's very, very well executed how they used his character, and when we finally get his full face reveal, he's finally doing a full performance for the third act. I just really loved it, and you get maybe 2 scenes of him doing his regular Nicolas Cage thing, and I still thought that it worked for the scenes that he goes full on Nick Cage freak out. Specifically, there's the car scene, and then there's a scene later where he's singing. Just absolutely incredibly unsettling performance from Nick Cage. And outside of the acting, I really love the story here. Now, this is basically kind of just a police procedural, much in the vein of movies like Silence of the Lambs. But I thought that it was a really good spin on police procedurals of the 90s. And I really love the 90s setting as well. And the thing that works about the 90s setting is they don't try to cram it down your throat with needle drops and pop culture references. Really, the only thing you get about it being in the 90s is Bill Clinton's picture is hanging on the police station wall, and the cars. That's about it, but I just really love the setting. It really adds to the creepy atmosphere, and the creepy atmosphere is fantastic. Very unsettling in a lot of scenes. You get some great scenes, specifically one where Micah Monroe's character is at home. It's nighttime, and she just sees something in the distance, and she goes outside to investigate, and then in the background you see someone walking around her house. That is unsettling. That is what The Strangers this year should have done, but it didn't. And honestly, that kind of played on one of my biggest fears. Is I'm very paranoid about there being someone or something creeping around my house at night. It's just something I've always been paranoid about. I will always be paranoid about it. But yeah, just really great atmosphere in this movie. The soundtrack and the score absolutely elevate this movie. Like I said, you don't get a lot of needle drops that sell the 90s on you, but you still get a good soundtrack here. And the score and the soundscape are just absolutely phenomenal. There's a lot in this movie that deserves Oscar attention, but we're not going to get it because the Academy hates horror. Yeah, just really, really love this movie. Cinematography and camera work also absolutely phenomenal. The opening scene of this movie alone is just a masterpiece. And honestly, Osgood Perkins, you can do whatever you want in cinema after this movie. I'm really excited for The Monkey next year. That's about all for the good, and I'm not even going to bother with the bad section because there's nothing to talk about in the bad here. So, final thoughts. I loved Longlegs. I thought that this was a fantastic horror film, a great movie overall outside of the genre, and it's probably my favorite movie of the year. Probably will go down as my favorite movie of the year. So, Longlegs is a fantastic movie. I loved every bit of it. I can't wait to own it on Blu-ray, and I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. So those are my thoughts on Longlegs. Have you seen this movie? Let me know down in the comments what you thought about it if you have seen it. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.